Hi.
Hi.
You know what I love?
What do you love, McCaskey?
Besides a nice Coca-Cola,
Mm.
I really love candy.
Candy? What's your favorite kind?
Anything chocolate.
All right.
Anything chocolate.
Have you ever been to Hot Licks candy store?
No.
Let's check it out.
All right, let's go. I'm curious to find out.
Every resort town in the U.S. has a candy store, but one store in Pismo Beach, California, goes beyond the usual taffy and caramel apples. If Hot Licks has its way, Americans will be snacking on everything from caterpillars and cockroaches to mealworm-covered apples. Larry Peterman is a candy man on a mission. For more than a decade, he's been promoting a valuable food source that most Americans find revolting. In a land of plenty, people resist. Larry knows why. From an early age, parents teach children to avoid insects.
In our culture, from the time that we're really small, we're taught to avoid insects. They might bite you like a mosquito or swat them.
This got a good cricket in it.
But kids aren't the only ones munching on bugs. Around the world, more than 1,400 insect species show up on menus. Insect eating, or entomophagy, is part of healthy diets in Asia, Africa, Australia, and Latin America. This trend is anything but new. Archaeologists have found evidence of it dating to the earliest humans. Advocates of insect eating like to note that it's environmentally sound. Producing a pound of caterpillar takes 1/10 of the resources needed to produce a pound of beef. And insects brim with vitamins and minerals. But despite all the benefits, most Americans can't stomach bugs.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Have a seat.
Unlike Larry Peterman, who celebrates them at his dinner
You're a
parties.
gentleman, you are.
The evening begins with Larry's version of the classic shrimp cocktail.
We just finished preparing a cricket cocktail. It's a lot like a shrimp cocktail, only instead of shrimp, we use crickets. Okay, folks, here's the first course. Now enjoy. Now, while you're enjoying this, I'm going down and get your next course.
The main course is a stir fry, a special garnish.
Here we go. Dinner is served. Thank you.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go. Who wants a cricket?
Several courses later, Larry presents his piece de resistance.
Event and dinner I've had.
Okay, here it is, folks. What you've been waiting for. Now, don't everybody dive in until everyone's been served, please. We call him a Pismo surfer. What it is a banana with whipped cream and a really good cockroach on it. You don't have to eat the wings. You don't have to eat the head, unless you want to.
Do you know where this cockroach has been?
How was it taste?
We could do another one next week if you like.
Larry predicts he'll eventually win people over.
As we become more and more insect food oriented, our tastes are going to change. And so I see a niche for somebody that does gourmet insects. Could have some snob appeal, like people taste wine and say, this bug is good.
Yummy. It's pretty tasty. Oh, McCaskey, I picked you up a little something at our local Lakeside Emporium. Here we have a cockroach blue raspberry sucker from Hot Licks, the featured candy store you just saw on National Geographic. Or you can have the cricket sucker, your choice. What looks tastier?
I'm thinking I really want the scorpion right here. This looks yummy. So yeah. Oh, I think we should probably eat something a little bit healthier before we go right straight to the candy.
We should.
All right.
In a lot of parts of the world, they do practice entomophagy, like we learned from the clip, eating insects. It is commonplace and normal. So what would you rather eat? Would you rather have the ant egg soup, or would you rather have some fish head pie?
I don't know. What is in ant egg soup? I don't even know how to say that. So there's ant eggs, some baby ants, some tomatoes, some scallions. How do you say that again?
Tamarind leaves.
Tamarind leaves, some lime leaves, some hot peppers.
But
Sounds like-
very healthy.
yeah, it's very healthy. It's high in vitamins and protein. It's low in fat and calories, which is great, for the new year and eating healthy.
Mhm.
So here's how they make it. That's interesting. They take some eggs and they're gathered by placing in an ant nest in a bucket of water. So they take the ant nest, they put it in a bucket of water. They wait for the adult ants to die, and then they scoop up the eggs. It takes about 40 minutes to make that.
Mm.
And it's pretty common in Thailand, and it's spicy, tangy, and tart, kind of like an apple. Some apples are that way.
And the texture, the baby ants are just bursting in your mouth, just bursting with flavor, and only $3 to $5 a bowl. So common like little street food there in Thailand for your next vacation, maybe spring break.
Yeah, sounds good.
Or in England, they have fish head pie, whole fish, hard-boiled eggs, mashed potatoes, cream, butter, onions. So not so healthy here. It's very high in fat, calories, and carbs, but you get some great protein and some omega-3 fatty acids. And they take the whole fish in the pie so their heads poke right out through the holes in the crust for some appetizing appeal, right? Making it very moist, about 90 minutes. And this is an English dish. They eat it in England, and it's very rich and fishy. But $15 to $17 per slice because it's a delicacy. So I say the ant eggs win.
Yeah, I think I would probably be better at baking the fish head pie. I'm a good baker. Mm-hmm.
All right, we are getting into the great bug debate. We've looked at some great arguments these last few days. Are athletes overpaid? Is video gaming a sport? And our big one is all about the eating of insects and why Americans might choose insects as a meat alternative. And so we need you to find this eating insects debate, one-stop shopping on this document. It has links to all your clips, the video resources we're going to use, places for you to take notes, places for you to organize your thinking, awesome, juicy evidence, and then eventually you'll be crafting an argument why we need to eat. But, did we forget to mention something, McCaskey? What are they going to be doing tomorrow in class?
Oh, I might be having a little treat.
A little tasty treat.
Should we show them our tasty treats?
Yeah, a squishy
right.
snack, if you will.
Oh,
Or crusty.
it's kind of crunchy. It's kind of a little some cricket bites.
Mhm.
If you look back here, there's only 40 calories in this whole pack, but
Mm.
there's 6 grams of protein in here. So it's excellent for you. Do you want roasted original?
We have
or
multiple flavors for you guys
cheesy
to try
ranch?
in your cruise. We've got cheesy ranch, roasted original, a little spicy cayenne.
pepper? There's some
Buffalo wings.
yeah.
B-dubs they got to get this on
Yeah.
their menu.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, bacon.
Oh,
Everything's
bacon.
better with bacon, right?
Yeah, hickory smoked bacon. So we're going to try a little here. We're going to try a little.
So it's kind of big. I'm gonna have a little bacon. I like bacon.
I'm going with a spicy cayenne
You
today. And we think if we're going to offer this to you, a little bug buffet, we got to try it first. So wings and all right? So
Here we
it's a
go.
little roasted.
All right.
And cheers.
Cheers.
Mm.
That's a good little wing. Maybe a leg in there.
Oh, crunchy.
It's crunchy.
Tastes like chicken.
It's
Not really at
powdery.
all.
Tastes like some Pringles.
I feel like I can jump higher and run faster with all this nutritional content in
Might
this
start-
packed little
Might start chirping.
this little bug. Yeah. All right.
All right, so we're into this great bug debate. So we're all about why are some reasons Americans should consider including insects in their diets. So we're going to start off with clip 1 right here. And while viewing today, you need to take down some notes on why Americans should consider including insects in their diet. And just put it right here, bullet them up. If you come up with more than 3, you can add some more in. All right, well, let's get started.
Find the very thought of insects disgusting, especially when they're in your mouth. But have you ever considered that insects could be more nutritious, environmentally friendly, and abundant than most other foods? Should we all be eating insects? Compare 100 grams of crickets to 100 grams of chicken, beef, or pork, and you'll find that they have comparable protein content, but crickets are much higher in essential vitamins and minerals such as calcium, zinc, and iron. Similarly, insects like mealworms are low in fat and contain large amounts of fiber. But that's not the only reason to incorporate them into your diet. Currently, there are 1.53 billion hectares of cropland and 3.38 billion hectares of pastures covering our Earth. Essentially, 38% of the land you see on a map is used for agriculture and farming. But where it takes 200 square meters of land to grow 1 pound of beef, it only takes 15 square meters to grow 1 pound of crickets. Furthermore, by 2025, it's expected that 1.8 billion people will live in areas with little to no fresh water. And yet, 70% of our fresh water sources are used in agriculture alone. To produce 1 kilogram of beef, it takes 22,000 liters of water, whereas 1 kilogram of pork takes 3,500 liters and 1 kilogram of chicken takes 2,300 liters. But to make 1 kilogram of crickets, it only requires 1 liter of water. This is because insects can become fully hydrated just from the food that they eat. They're also more digestible. In fact, 80% of a cricket is edible and digestible compared to 50% of a chicken and 40% of cattle. And it's not like our mouths have never tasted insects before. For every 100 grams of spinach, 50 small insects like aphids, thrips, and mites are permitted. Peanut butter is allowed to contain roughly 30 insect fragments, such as heads, bodies, or legs per 100 grams, and even the hops used to make your favorite beer can contain 250 aphids per 100 grams. Yep, your summer beer may be spiked with a little more bug juice than you anticipated. So why aren't we eating insects? They're actually consumed in some parts of Asia, Latin America, and Africa. In fact, the capital of Congo has households eating 300 grams of caterpillars a week, which is 96 tons of caterpillars every year. But much of the Western world is used to screaming in disgust if they find a bug in their salad. This may be because Western culinary traditions have spawned out of colder climates with less insects, increased farming, and larger animals to eat. As Europeans began to colonize the world, they contextualized bug eating as savage and primitive because they observed many indigenous people doing it. Little did they know, bugs are actually extremely nutritious. But while the idea of eating insects may literally be hard to swallow, as recipes are created, insect processing food technology evolves, and our mindsets adapt, maybe insects will become the superfood of the future. Look out, Greek yogurt and kale, there's some new kids in town. We actually challenged ourselves to chomp down on some bugs, try out a few recipes, and eat things like cookies and snack bars using insect flour in our latest ASAP Thought video. We also discussed the role and potential for insects in helping to solve world hunger. Make sure to click the screen or the link in the description below to check it out. And subscribe for more weekly science videos.
So would you eat bugs? You're already eating them. They're in your peanut butter.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of interesting. In my spinach too. I eat these salads every day.
So people are doing this in other parts of the world. What are some great reasons why we should eat bugs?
Well, I think one great reason is it's high in fiber
Mm-hmm.
and minerals and low in fat.
Yes. Your meat doesn't have fiber in it. And so insects are a great protein source that actually has fiber. Meat can be very high in fats and cholesterol, and bugs aren't. An awesome source of vitamins. So they're healthy for you. Bugs are good. So you start jogging with your mouth open and catch a lot of like dragonflies and stuff.
Might get more if you're biking.
Yeah. And what about the environment? They're so much better and healthy if we're think about all the times we care about recycling and save plastic. Well, if we're going to be meat eaters, we might as well not even care about the earth, right? Better for the environment. We've got some strong statistics here and some data. 15 square meters it takes to produce 1 pound of bugs versus how much land for beef? 200 square meters versus. So 15 square meters for crickets or bugs versus 200 square meters for a pound of beef. Pound for pound. All right. And then water. We're thinking when you're going along the highway and you see all this farmland and you see huge like sprinklers and irrigation, just to raise a cow to the point you can have it in your big juicy burger, there is so much electricity, water, land, drain on environmental resources for you to get that pound of burger. 22,000 liters of water to produce a kilogram of beef. How much for bugs?
One liter.
1 liter
Just
of
1
water.
liter.
Mm-hmm. That's it. And you can get a whole kilogram of tasty crickets.
I think the other one that was really important to know is how much you eat,
Mhm.
like how much is digestible. So
Right.
80% of your bugs
Mhm.
are digestible
Right.
versus, what was it, 40%?
Only 40% of a cow, because you're not going to eat all the bones and some of the fat and the tendons and the ligaments. The bugs, I ate that whole thing.
Yeah, that was
Mhm.
gone.
Mhm. Wings and all.
That was pretty amazing.
Mhm.
Oh, all right. All right, so if you already have some notes, that's great. If you need to add these into your notes, teachers, you can go ahead and pause for a second and students get some notes written down from clip 1 before we move into our first article. All right, so we're going to go to this infographic, and what we're really exploring is why Americans should include insects as part of their diets. Right now, Americans don't. They have kind of that ick factor, but a lot of other countries do. So let's go ahead and everybody can click on this perfect meal infographic, and I'm going to open it up, and so it'll be right there for you on the screen.
And once it loads, I want you to just pause and look at the big orange bold claims about why we should eat insects. They're plentiful. There's 1,900 species of edible insects on Earth. They're all over the place. There's a lot we can enjoy. They're popular. 2 billion people around the world are already doing this every day, having a little cricket skewer, a little scorpion skewer.
And they're delicious. I mean, if you look right here, a stink bug tastes like apples.
Mm-hmm.
Tarantulas taste like shrimp. And our bees taste like pine nuts. And termites taste like carrots.
Yeah.
I like carrots.
And we know they're nutritious. That fiber, protein, minerals, low in fat, but they're high in all those great things that we need. And they're friendly for the earth. Farming insects takes a lot less space and less pollution than raising cows, sheep, and pigs for our chicken nuggets. And so as you look at these, I want you to think about what are the 3 claims here, the 3 claims for eating insects that are most powerful to you, that strike you the most. What would be most convincing? So we'll pause. I want you to think about what are the 3. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're going to come up with your 3 claims, and that's what you're going to be looking for evidence as we go through videos and articles over today and the next couple of days. So right now, inside your document, you're going to look right here where it says claim. You have claim 1, claim 2, and claim 3. And here is where you're going to choose those 3 from the infographic that you were just looking at. So you might say right here, the reason Americans should include insects is because they're delicious. So that might be your first claim. And then you're going to input that right here, that they're delicious. Then you're going to come up with your second claim. And you're looking right here. Maybe you're going to say, my second reason?
Additionally, they are earth friendly.
Yeah. And then you'll put your second one in there and you'll pick a third one. So your third one might be the fact that they're popular. Lots of people are eating them.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have your 3 claims filled in. So you should fill those in right now. Go ahead and pause and fill those in. All right. So one of our claims right here is that insects are good for you. So we're going to open up now, and everybody needs to open up the 5 reasons the UN wants you to eat bugs. This is document 1. So go ahead and open this document. If you need to pause, you can. You'll be looking at this one right here. 5 reasons the UN wants you to eat bugs.
All right. So over the next few days, we will be exploring various articles and clips to gather evidence to build a strong argument. And so today we're just going to look at just this article, and we're going to collect quotes, lines that will be great supporting evidence for our argument. And we're looking at studies, research, things from experts that we could copy and paste those quotes, and they could serve as evidence for our argument. So we shall begin.
All right. Should adventurous foodies consider replacing foie gras and sweetbreads with grasshoppers and magpie worms? That's what a new report from the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, is recommending. The study's authors concede that there is a disgust factor that prevents people around the world from eating bugs, but there are plenty of good reasons, 5 reasons, to put down the steak and shove a wriggling insect into your mouth.
First, they are good for you. Now, this is going to connect with my first claim that they're healthy. The FAO estimates that there are between 1,000 and 1,900 edible insect species. As a result, espousing the nutritional benefits of insects as a whole is tricky, akin to saying that all mammals are good for you, even though braised rabbit and bacon obviously have entirely different nutritional qualities. In general, however, the FAO says that insects are a highly nutritious and healthy food source, chock full of protein, vitamins, and fiber. Looking to score some omega-3s? Eating mealworms will give you the same amount of healthy fats as eating fish.
I don't like fish, so maybe I'd like mealworms.
You might. And so if the FAO which is a credible source. The FAO is the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. They're recommending that we do that. I can use this as evidence in my article. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this quote here, and I'm going to build that into my evidence. I'm going to put some quotation marks in first, and then go ahead and paste my quote. And then I'll finish it with some quotation marks. And then for us, since we have all of your links right here, we're going to just simply cite it in a simple way. We're just going to put Doc 1. Okay? And this is the kind of work you're going to be doing as you continue the article. We're not worrying about the reasoning yet. Today, we're just looking for claims and evidence. If your first claim wasn't about that they're good for you, don't worry. You're going to continue on through the article, and you'll find some great evidence as you go. We'll do one more with you, and then we'll turn the article over to you.
They're better. Number 2, they're better for the environment. Environmentalists on the Atkins diet take notice. To produce the same amount of protein as crickets, cattle need 12 times the feed, while chicken and pigs require double the feed, according to the FAO. Less feed means less resources are needed to make your meal. Insects also don't emit as much methane and ammonia as traditional livestock do. Another plus, they can be reared on organic side streams, which is a more palatable way of saying human and animal waste. We can't wait to see that on an insect burger ad campaign. All right, so your job is to continue through this article and see if you can find some textual evidence to go with one of your claims. You probably don't want to fill in evidence for all of your claims because we're going to run into some more through some of our great articles. But if you find a couple of them that it works for, put it in there.
The article continue on talking about how they taste good. They'll talk about it's good for economic development, which I think is a really interesting claim that you could also use that wasn't mentioned on the infographic, and that they're very popular. 2 billion people are already doing them today. Stay tuned tomorrow. Come early because you're going to get to enjoy
Some
the squishy
crickets.
snack. All right.
See ya.